Look at a factory floor. A high-tonnage industrial machine is running, and as it operates, it is constantly broadcasting information. It's vibrating, it's radiating heat, it's consuming specific amounts of power. For most of human history, that information simply evaporated into the air. The physical world was overflowing with data, but we had no digital nervous system to actually record it. Our first attempts to capture this data were clumsy. We started putting microchips into everything from refrigerators to light bulbs, creating what engineers call device chaos, a landscape of fragmented, isolated gadgets. These early devices couldn't communicate with each other. They spoke proprietary languages and relied on distant cloud servers to process even the simplest commands, causing sluggish response times. The modern Internet of Things operates as a unified architecture, built on 4 specific layers designed to bridge the physical and digital divide. The foundation is Layer 1, the perception layer. This is the boundary line where an analog event, like a drop in temperature or a bead of sweat, is detected and converted to digital code. Thanks to extreme miniaturization, we can embed sensors directly into our environment. Some take the form of rubbery patches that integrate right onto human skin to monitor blood pressure continuously. Others are sophisticated enough to read electrical signals from our own biology. The neurosensors on this headband measure brainwave frequencies to determine whether a user is stressed or focused. In every case, the perception layer has one job: harvest the chaos of analog reality and translate it into standardized digital code. Once the data is digitized, it has to move. But standard Wi-Fi draws too much power for billions of tiny, battery-operated sensors to use around the clock. Manufacturers originally built custom, low-power networks using protocols like Zigbee, Bluetooth Low Energy, and LoRaWAN. Because these protocols didn't speak the same language, data would constantly hit dead ends between incompatible devices. To solve this, tech companies developed a standard called Matter. It is an open, Internet protocol-based standard that allows devices from different brands to bypass vendor lock-in and share a single, unified mesh network. Across this network, devices communicate using lightweight messaging protocols like MQTT, which package the data so efficiently that it can travel over extremely constrained, low-power connections. Layer 2 solves the interoperability paradox. It ensures that a globally distributed web of sensors can route information seamlessly without draining their batteries. We reach Layer 3. The data has been collected and transmitted, but sending billions of data points to a centralized cloud server means the signal has to travel hundreds of miles to be processed. That physical distance creates latency, a delay between the moment data is sent and the moment a response comes back. In critical situations, waiting even half a second for a round-trip signal can result in catastrophic failure. The solution is edge computing. Instead of sending the information away, the processing power is shifted out of the cloud and placed physically next to the data source. Here, we apply the artificial intelligence of things, or AIoT. The system runs inference, analyzing the data and making a logical decision the very millisecond it is received. If a smart vehicle senses an obstacle in the road, it does not have time to ask a remote server for permission to stop. It calculates the braking maneuver locally, instantly. Edge processing is the brain of the operation. It elevates the architecture from passive data collection into proactive, sub-second intelligence. With a decision made, the intelligence moves back down the architecture to trigger physical change within the infrastructure of a cavernous production plant. This is where the actuator comes in. If a sensor reads the environment, an actuator changes it. These are the motors, the valves, and the thermostats that translate a digital command into physical force. Think about the mechanics of this cycle. A vibration was sensed, a data packet was routed, a local AI analyzed the risk, a motor shut the machine down, all without human intervention. By closing this loop, we have engineered an infrastructure where environments can sense, think, and react entirely on their own. Giving the physical world a digital nervous system introduces a systemic vulnerability. When a network controls physical actuators, a digital hack causes tangible, real-world damage. Defending this architecture requires constant maintenance. Devices must receive secure, over-the-air firmware updates with automatic rollbacks. meaning if an update fails, the system instantly reverts to a safe state. Engineers also use a software bill of materials, or SBOM. It acts as a mandatory inventory list, logging every piece of code inside a device to track vulnerabilities across the interconnected sprawl of global supply chains. The Internet of Things has matured into the invisible architecture of the modern world, running silently in the background to automate the mechanics of human society.